Must be 21 years or older.
We look at indications the Pittsburgh economy is bouncing back from the pandemic. The Joplin man making sure the skate park is for everyone. Firefighters from 30 Kansas departments brush up on their skills in Parsons.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
City officials in Pittsburgh say the local economy is in a much better place than it was a year ago. This is KOAM News at 10. KOAM's Mike Mahoney spoke to the Pittsburgh City Manager, Darren Hall, and a Pittsburgh business owner to learn more about the city's pandemic recovery.
Pittsburgh City Manager Darren Hall says there are many indicators that the city's economy is recovering from the pandemic, but the most tangible one might be Pittsburgh's tax revenue when compared to a year ago.
We just got the latest, and they're actually about 13% now for the year, so they're way up, which is obviously a good problem to have if you're in the business of operating a city.
Hall also says the city's numerous job offerings and strong economy are bringing more people to town.
The unemployment, it's about 3.1, 3.2%, which is really full employment for a community our size. And then we continue to take calls from people that are looking to open businesses in town, which is always nice. And then we have what's about to become probably our 4th planned residential development take off.
Terry McThompson is a Pittsburgh business owner whose business, Splash Pool and Patio, is doing well this summer. But unlike many other businesses, the pandemic didn't sink her ship last year.
We were still busy, very busy. A lot of people went out and bought pools so that they could stay at home because that was going to be their entertainment instead of travel.
Terry says many of those new pool owners are now returning customers, but that doesn't mean the pandemic created nothing but smooth sailing for her business.
You know, where I could get things overnight, now it's taking up to a week to get the stuff, you know, just because freight drivers are in demand and stuff like that.
And like many other employers across the country, Terry's having a tough time hiring a full staff. But with all the new customers she's gained during the pandemic, she thinks this year might be a bit better than the one before, and is happy to be among Pittsburgh's many business owners who are still standing after a difficult year.
I mean, I know it's going to work itself out in the long run. So, I mean, we just got to hang in there and get through 21 now.
In Pittsburgh, Mike Mahoney, KOAM News.
Pittsburgh City Manager Darren Hall also says that while more customers are out and about shopping, online purchases remain strong with city businesses. Checking in with Doug Heddy, not a bad way to wrap up the work week, Doug.
Yeah, actually a pretty good day for us today. We have partly sunny skies. Temperatures great, actually right where we should be for this time of the year. 83 was our high. Average high is 83. Red 92 is the record set back in the 1950s. We had a few isolated little showers and thunder showers that popped up earlier today. These have all died down, so we don't have anything here. But we do have this low down through parts of Texas, which will meander its way slowly toward us over the next few days. As it does so, our chances for scattered showers and thunderstorms will start to pick up. We're going to be quiet tonight, upper 60s to lower 70s right now. We'll drop back about 62 later on tonight. I do think we're going to warm up a decent amount up to about 83 by the time we head into the afternoon, but we're going to get some pop-up scattered thunderstorms, and these chances start to increase a bit as we go through the next several days. We're going to break that down for you here in a bit.
All right, we'll see you then. Thanks, Doug. The Neosho, Missouri Police Department announced today that Lime Kiln Park is closed until further notice. They did not say why, but those who trespass at the park, they say, will face prosecution. Multiple agencies respond to a large fire in La Russell, Missouri. Happened around 4 this morning. Crews from Avila, Jasper, Carthage, and Golden City responded to the scene at the Whitehead Farm Supply Store on 3rd Street in La Russell. No one was hurt, but the building was destroyed. They pull people from damaged cars, rescue people from burning buildings. Firefighters have to learn to deal with lots of types of emergencies, and that's where the Labette Community College Fire School comes in. KOAM's Zach Dodge has an inside look and why it feels like a return to normal life for many of the participants.
Seth Jones has been a firefighter in Parsons for almost a year now, joining right after getting home from the military. He says so far the training never really stops.
You kind of get consumed with all the work, but I mean it's all worth it. It's awesome. It becomes a lifestyle.
That very much includes right now as he joins firefighters from all over the state for Labette Community College's Fire School.
The main purpose why this started was just to offer training to all different types of firemen.
The school offers more than 20 different classes, like putting out grass fires, getting through bolted doors, and running a truck without a full crew.
Learn techniques or skills or anything that you can do to still perform primary tasks like stretching a hose line, doing a primary search, forcing a door, and those type of things with a very small crew.
It doesn't remove the need for their certifications, but it does give them skills that are very beneficial, especially for volunteer firefighters.
A lot of those volunteers don't have the financial backing to be able to send their firefighters to a 2-week-long firefighter training. This gives them some live training that they would never be able to get.
Now, this is the 34th year for the fire school, but it's still pretty special because it's the first to actually happen since 2019.
It's wonderful to see people's smiles again, to actually interact and be able to do these things.
Helping firefighters continue their education so they can help save more lives.
Ultimately, we're responsible for a lot of these guys' lives, and when something like this happens, we want to jump all over.
In Parsons, Zach Dodge, KUAM News.
Fire school ends tomorrow. Firefighters from more than 30 departments across Kansas signed up for that class. A Joplin group called Shred Sisters is looking to help girls drop in at their local skate parks without feeling out of place. The camp's instructor is a skater himself and says he noticed when one of his daughters wanted to get into skateboarding, there were hardly any other girls at the skate park. He says by having these camps, he hopes more young girls will find the courage to give skateboarding a try.
It's just a super cool, fun sport that can be entertaining and energizing for the kids. And so I just saw the need as far as like girls needing somebody to help push them in the right direction or kind of bring them together. And so that's just what I wanted to do here.
The next skate camp will be Monday, June 14th and will run for the next 6 weeks. The Boys and Girls Club of Southwest Missouri has new additions aimed at bringing in more kids for the after-school program. They've added around 13,000 square feet to accommodate around 200 plus kids who are on a waiting list. The additions include a new tech, game room, and storm shelters. Still ahead, last-minute turkey buyers will once again be left without one major shopping option this Thanksgiving. And later, the Joplin Outlaws welcome in Des Moines for their Mink League season opener. We'll have the highlights in sports.
/outlaw.
You won't be able to go shopping at Walmart on Thanksgiving. Today, Walmart announced it will close all U.S. stores on Thanksgiving Day to thank employees for their work during the pandemic. Walmart says in addition to the day off, it helped associates navigate their well-being during the pandemic with no-cost counseling and COVID-19 emergency leave. This is the second year running that Walmart has closed stores on Thanksgiving to give time back to associates. Information about store hours for Black Friday will be announced at a later date. The CDC has released a troubling new report on adolescents and COVID that's expected to prompt an even bigger focus on getting young people vaccinated. The report shows the number of adolescents hospitalized with the virus rose last month and nearly 1/3 required intensive care. Health officials say efforts to reach more Americans under 18 will be a key in ending the pandemic. A new study in The Lancet suggests people with a past COVID-19 infection may be up to 85% less likely to be reinfected, possibly for months. Researchers say their data examining antibodies will be critical in ending the pandemic as new variants emerge. As the pace of overall U.S. COVID-19 vaccinations continues to slow, there's continued concern for tens of millions of Americans who have weakened immune systems and may not get adequate protection from the vaccine. Mandy Gaither has more.
It's touted as one of the greatest defenses against COVID-19.
Our overarching aim is to get as many safe and effective vaccines to as many people as fast as possible.
But for tens of millions of Americans who have weakened immune systems, COVID-19 vaccines may not work as well. Several studies suggest some people who take immunosuppressants might not have had a strong response to the vaccine and therefore might not be protected against the virus. These drugs are used to treat common conditions such as psoriasis, rheumatoid arthritis, lupus, and more.
We have to address those problems because there are a substantial number of people in the United States and worldwide who do not have an adequate immune response.
That's why the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases will soon start a study to help determine the best approach to help those who are immunocompromised.
To temporarily suspend their immunosuppressive therapy when we vaccinate them, or to give them additional boosters, we're not quite sure, but we have to address those problems.
Biotechnology company Regeneron says it's also considering research proposals to test whether its antibody drug could help patients who didn't have an adequate response to COVID-19 vaccines. For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
The FDA issued an emergency use authorization for Regeneron's antibody drug to treat COVID-19 in November. The agency is currently evaluating whether to expand that EUA for the prevention of the disease. Later, Missouri Southern pitcher Zach Parrish continues to bring in national honors. We're going to tell you about the latest in sports.
Plus, thunderstorm chances increasing a bit over the weekend. We're going to look at that coming up. Well, it turned out to be a pretty good Friday for us today. We had great temperatures, low to mid 80s during the afternoon. We did see a few isolated little thunder showers with the afternoon heating of the day, but all those that did pop up, which there weren't many, are all gone now. They've all dissipated across the region. So clear skies, that's what we're going to see for tonight. It looks pretty good as we go through the overnight hours. But if we drop south, here's our next storm system. It's not much of a storm system, but it's a upper level low that is slowly going to work in our direction as we go through the next few days. As it kind of grabs some Gulf of Mexico moisture, that will increase our chances for showers and thunderstorms as we work into the weekend, especially on Sunday. But I still think most of the weekend looks pretty good. Great shot. This is a live shot of Indigo Sky Casino and Resort. Of course, Indigo is just outside of Seneca, Missouri. Temperature is pretty good, upper 60s to lower 70s. Much of the same in Joplin. We have clear skies up top. Currently 69, southerly winds at about 5, humidities at 75%. All right, if we look and see what's going on, we have this huge ridge of high pressure jet streams way up into southern Canada, which is typical this time of the year. But we have this huge ridge of high pressure, and what that's going to do for us is give us pretty warm temperatures over the next week. Now, underneath the ridge, we have this cutoff low. It's cut off from the main flow of the jet, so it doesn't have a lot of oomph with it, so it really doesn't move very quickly, but it will slowly work toward us as we go into the weekend. You can see it kind of pushing in Saturday into Sunday. By Sunday, it'll be right on top of us, and this will give us afternoon scattered showers and thunderstorms. Monday and Tuesday, it starts to work on by, and then it kind of dissipates by late next week, but we still get these waves kind of dropping over the ridge, giving us chances for showers and thunderstorms just about each and every day for us next week. Temperatures, they look pretty good. I think most of us, we're going to be into the 80s all week long. We'll have these pop-up storms. Of course, you can always get my long-range forecast on my month-long blog. That is KOMNewsNow.com. All right, let's break it down. Tonight looks okay. A few random clouds working in late tonight. Tomorrow, we warm up. We'll have plenty of sunshine in the morning. We'll get some clouds in the afternoon. And there are going to be some hit and miss scattered little thunderstorms, especially our southern counties. I would say 80% of us stay dry, but you may get stuck underneath one of these briefly. 62 to start, 76 by noon, high temp of 83. Any showers that would pop up will diminish once we lose the heating of the day. So for tomorrow night, we're still going to have a lot of clouds tomorrow night. And then Sunday, not a bad day, but we are going to get these afternoon thunderstorms. And these are going to be a lot more numerous than what we see on Saturday. Some of these guys could be a little bit on the strong side, maybe produce some gusty winds, a little bit of hail. I think most of them will stay below severe limits, but still something we want to watch. These are not tornado makers by any means, but some stronger little thunderstorms. And if you get stuck underneath them, they could drop 1/10 of an inch, 1/4 of an inch, or upwards to 1/2 inch of rain, and we have these chances for scattered thunderstorms each and every day for the next week. Temperature is pretty consistent. We just kind of slowly warm through the 80s over the next 7 days.
Which we should expect, I guess, for this time of year.
Yeah, it's June, it's summertime.
Thanks, Doc. Hey, all that sunshine made today a great day to kick off Galena Days. It's a two-day event that features food, other vendors, live music, and a carnival. Organizers and visitors say it's good to be back outside, socializing and having fun.
With COVID last year not having it and then starting it back up this year, it's been a little difficult. We've had some difficulties along the way, some road bumps, but we'll get through it. You know, we've had a lot of support from the community, a lot of help. Couldn't do it without the help that we get. You know, our fire department's volunteers, so you know, again, we appreciate them. We appreciate their families for allowing them the time to come out here and do this. So it's a community effort.
Tomorrow's events include a parade at 4 p.m. Galena Days goes until 11 tomorrow night. In Fort Scott, visitors were treated to the Good Old Days and the aptly named Good Old Days Festival. It features a tractor display, parade, street dance, cornhole, and food provided by Chicken Mary's. Coming up in sports, we're going to hear from Webb City head track coach Dustin Miller on the Cardinal boys claiming their first state championship. And the Joplin Outlaws hit the field for their first game since 2019. Jacob Leonard joins us with that and more next.
Fence.com.
Well, one of the best to ever do it in the MIAA is calling it a career. Pitt State's Russ Jewett announces this evening he's retiring as the school's track and field and cross country head coach. And when I say he's one of the best to ever do it, this is what I'm talking about. No typos here. Jewett won 2 national track and field titles at Pitt State, 39 MIAA track and field championships, as well as 11 conference cross country titles. Now, between the two sports and men's and women's sides, he was named MIAA Coach of the Year 46 times since joining the school in 1986. Well, tonight is opening night for the Joplin Outlaws. The Outlaws welcome in the Des Moines Peak Prospects this evening for their first Mink League game of the summer. Now this one, Joplin's first game since 2019 after the pandemic shut down last year's schedule. In the third here, grounder to second, brings around Anthony Torellis. Peak Prospects lead this thing 2-0. The bottom half, Outlaws get one back. Logan Klein up the first base line. RBI ground out, scores Brandon Ulmer. The next inning, Jack Metton goes back up the middle. Awesome Faria scores. Well, let's get one more to put the Outlaws on top. That's the ball game. Joplin takes their season opener tonight, 3-2. Missouri Southern pitcher Zach Parrish earns his second National Pitcher of the Year award. Parrish was named Division II Pitcher of the Year today by the Division II Conference Commissioners Association. Now, the lefty became the Division II all-time strikeout leader this season, ending his career with 488 strikeouts. Now, Parrish has previously been named the National Pitcher of the Year by the NCBWA. He's named the Regional Pitcher of the Year, the MIAA Pitcher of the Year, and also a first-team All-American. In the Major League Series opener between the Twins and the Royals tonight, check this out. Kansas City got 9 in the first inning. They lead right now 14-5 in the bottom of the 8th. As for the Cards, game 1 against the Reds, they're down 6-1 right now in the bottom of the 9th. The Webb City boys track and field program won their first ever state championship last week. The Cards had 6 individuals and 2 relay teams finish in the top 5. Including Makai Gerard, who won the long jump and finished second in the triple jump. The head coach Dustin Miller joined us in studio earlier this evening to talk about finally getting over the hump and claiming the Class 4 title.
I thought we had a chance to win a state championship last year, and worst case scenario, end up 3rd or 4th. And then for that to get ripped away from us after being so close 4 other times, it was like, golly, when are we ever going to get a chance? And these guys just stayed cool, calm, collected, always asking me, hey, how's the team doing? That's the only question they ever asked during the meets. Made it hard to count points sometimes, but you know, that was just them. They wanted to do what they could do for the team, and now they get rewarded with their names on the back of the bleachers forever.
You can check out our full interview with Coach Miller on the Toyota Sunday Night Sports feed Sunday night at 10 on KOAM. And that's a look at sports. We're back with more news after this.
Events.com.
Take time now to honor a local veteran. Sergeant William Prater served in the U.S. Marine Corps. His hometown, Oronogo, Missouri, and we are proud to salute Sergeant William Prater. He's tonight's four-state hero. North Carolina woman's mistake led to a big payoff. Great big check for a whole lot of money. Elizabeth Johnson won $2 million after buying a lottery ticket for a drawing that she was not even trying to enter. The Lucama resident rushed to get her numbers into a Powerball drawing last week, but she missed the cutoff by 1 minute to buy a ticket with online play. However, Johnson's quick pick ticket was good for the drawing 3 days later, which earned her that giant $2 million check. She says she was surprised when she found out she won because she thought she didn't play that particular night. After taxes, Johnson's payout comes to $1.4 million. She plans to buy a house and take her kids to Disneyland. I think you could do that with $2 million.
Yeah, well, she only gets 1.4.
True. So maybe no cotton candy at Disneyland. But
measly,
yeah.
1.4.
How about a final sports note, Jacob?
Former Columbus High School standout Clay Saporito threw 2 1/3 with 2 strikeouts tonight in the Outlaws' 3-2 win over Des Moines.
And a final look.
Forget how we do this. We go weather first, then sports.
No. Tonight we're doing it this way.
Okay, we'll do it this way.
Yes, I forgot how we did this.
All right, looks pretty good as we head into the weekend. Temperatures into lower 80s. We are going to get some scattered thunderstorms, especially Sunday afternoon.
Welcome back to the desks, guys. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you right back here tomorrow. Let's take care of ourselves and each other and make it a great weekend.